will live a loose life. Disciplined people, they live very narrow and focused life. You see, a disciplined person is someone who understood his vision. He lives now a narrow life and a focused life. He's concentrated on his vision. When you capture a vision for your life and for anything you want to do, it simplifies everything about you. It simplifies your life. In other words, I'm saying that vision simplifies your life. Even in this revolution, you see, I'll break that down for us to understand, my fellow Amazonians, dear televiewers. Vision controls our choices. And what do I mean by that? I'm just trying to say that because once, oh, I believe, I just wish somebody can get what I'm trying to say right now. Once you know where you are going, you also automatically know the routes to take there or the routes that take you there. But once you don't know where you're going, you will wander around and waste time. Remember, we talked about time. Remember the last show I came here and explicitly discussed and made a presentation about time, managing your time. You see, now sometimes we see like many people in this Amazonian revolution that have lost the vision, that have lost that vision. What brought them into the revolution? What ignited that desire and that fire in them? And once you as I said, if you lose, yes, sir.
You are saying something that is very powerful, and I just want to, don't say I cut you, I just want to come in with this scripture that is gonna, back up seriously what you're saying, and it is Habakkuk 2:2, which says that, so the Lord answered me, write down the vision, make it plain on tablet, so he may run who reads it. Write down the vision, make it plain on tablet, so he may run who reads it. This tells us that for a people to fully embark on a vision and execute it successfully, they must first of all have a clear-cut understanding of what that vision is. We are not talking of writing down the Amazonian revolution any longer. We have people who already put down everything clear for us, people like Fonfojinjinga, Gojinjinga, and others who, came out clearly and, defined what we wanted as a people, which was the restoration of our statehood, which was the restoration of our land, which was the restoration of Ambazonia. And a lot of people, when this revolution started, I usually say they embark on it just because they saw other people getting into it and they just jumped into it, and without really clearly understand what the revolution is all about. And that is why I really want to say what you are saying is very, pertinent in such a time like this. Most people who are in this revolution should take time to understand, the vision. What is it all about? What is it all about when it comes to the Amazonian revolution? Because that is what is gonna give you the momentum to stand and keep fighting, even in the midst of all the challenges. Yeah, right on. Right.
That's excellent. That's right. I made a statement before, and I said vision controls your choices. And why do I say that? Because once you know where you're going to, you automatically know the routes you won't take there, or the routes that won't take you there. You see. And e.g., let me give you a good example, the Amazonian revolution. Once you know that you are going to Buea as the capital of an independent nation of Amazonia, you will automatically know that federalism is not a topic. If your vision is clear to you, and you know so much that I am for a pure independent nation of Amazonia. My vision, what I want is Buea as my capital, a free nation of Amazonia. Listen, federalism wouldn't be a topic. So trying to discuss federalism with the Republic wouldn't even be part of the choice, because I said vision controls your choices. I said vision controls your choices, because now you know you have just one choice to make. Listen, we always have a choice in life. Somebody say, well, man, not get choice. Those are those. I told you last time on the last show that the society has infiltrated us with a lot of thoughts and ideologies that many people think because they have been there and they sound humble and good that they are correct. Just because something sounds good doesn't make it correct. So you hear statements like, well, we have no choice. We always have a choice in life. You always have a choice. So if you are a person of vision, if you are somebody whose visions are clear, and for us, pertaining to the Amazonian revolution, if your vision, if you stick to the vision for which we all are fighting, that it is a free nation of Amazonia, federalism wouldn't be a choice. Federalism wouldn't be a topic. You see, and I'm trying to say that vision makes it clear for you to know what to do, hence know what not to do.
Right. That's right.
So some of the problems we have with this, some of the problems we have
very
with this,
correct.
Right now, Minister Silva, you want to say something, or can I continue, sir?
Yeah, that is. I was just saying. You said vision makes it right for you to know, or vision makes it clear for you to know what is right to do, and that is a very serious statement, because a lot of people do a lot of things, out of the lack of vision, out of the lack of the revelation, of what they are doing, and that ends up causing a lot of destruction. Instead of helping us to move forward with the Amazonian vision. And so what you are saying is very, powerful. Right on.
Yes, sir. If you give me a moment, I want my people, I have a special message. Amazonian, as I said earlier before, whenever you see this face on this TV station, when you see Minister Silva and myself, and when you see me come up to talk on Hour of Grace, get a pen and a paper. I know I run other shows on ABC TV, but whenever you see me come up or on this program, your inspirational weekly program, I want you to know that I am bringing you something that will help you, that will help the revolution. And I've made it clear to you. I made a statement last time. Some people move around, they boast. There's been a lot of confusion in this revolution, a lot of darkness. Some call themselves names and they give themselves titles and the rest. But let me tell you something. I told you last time that, and I'm saying it without repentance, that we have come as light to this revolution, because we have come. Right. I, Mr. Nanchop, I've come to bring light and to shed light into this revolution, for the people no more to live, for them not to live any longer in despair, in distraction, in confusion, in darkness. We've had that for so long, and it's high time we emerge beyond that. It's high time we break that yoke. It's high time we break those bonds, those chains, and exit beyond that level of confusion and infightings. But that can only come through true revelation, when we understand the things that matters, when we get the true messages, when we get the thing that message that inspire us to go ahead, to stay focused. When we talk about things like right now, the topic of today, staying focused on the vision. As I said, Minister Silva, I said, vision defines what you do in life. I said, I said, vision makes it clear for you to know what to do and what not to do. Because if you don't have the vision, if you don't capture the vision, and this is sad, because if you look at this Amazonian revolution, you see a lot of people, those who are engaged into camps, those who are engaged in discord settings, who are engaged in creating confusion, they have lost the vision. They are more engaged in fighting others, saying negative things about the people. Now the question is that the vision of the revolution? Is that what will take us to Buea? When you come up every day as an activist on your show, and every day you are just talking against somebody, against the leaders in the revolution, will that take us to Buea? These are signs to show that such individuals have lost the vision.
Those are misplaced priorities.
That's right. As you said, misplaced priorities. And I'm going to come to that point to make you know that once you have a vision in your life, you know what to set your priorities on. Oh, believe me, this show is just, we just have a lot to reveal to your people. But let me continue, man of God. Vision defines what to do. It shows your destination. If you have a vision, then you have a plan, you have a picture in your mind. You know your destination. Like for us, the Amazonians, we have the destination picture in our mind, which is Buea. Now, don't forget, The word destiny comes from the word destination. So what is your destiny? Our destiny in this revolution, we know we are going to Buea. We are focused on the independence of Amazonia. That's our destiny. That's our destination. Of course, as I said, the word destiny comes from the word destination. You see, so with that vision in your mind, it will be difficult for your enemy to deter you. Without a vision, it's tough for you to refuse things. And I'm going to say this because, you see, let me give you an example. If someone offers you something that does not match or that's not in line with your vision, it's easy to say no because you have a vision. Because you know, this is my vision and this is what someone is offering me. It doesn't match with my vision. For example, if someone comes to you, you know that your vision is getting to Buea. It's an independent Amazonian nation. So even if the United Nations comes and proposes federalism to you, you will say no. Even if France comes and do all kind of manipulation with La Republique to offer you federalism, to offer you a special status, like what they are trying to say right now, to offer you a special status. But because you are a man or you are a people or we are a nation with a vision, we will not succumb to that. We won't accept that. So as I said, without a vision, it's tough to refuse things. Some people got excited when they started hearing special status. Some got excited when they started hearing federalism. Some are just excited over basic things. These are signs to show you that they have no vision for the nation. They have no vision. They have not caught the vision for the revolution. They have not caught the fire. So they are loose, as I said. A person without a vision will live a loose life. You just live, even in your individual lives. If you don't have a vision, you don't really know what you want to make out of your life. You will settle for anything less. You settle for the less. You settle for anything.
Mr. Nanchop, not to cut you, you always inspire me each time you speak, and it drives me, you know, towards different dimensions of revolutionary knowledge. And you are very correct. People who lack vision, you know, will live their lives anyhow. They're just gonna be like a tree that hasn't got any direction of its own. Let me take this example. You see, a tree is being given direction by the wind. The tree has no direction of its own. The wind decides which direction the tree goes. If the wind says, okay, I'm blowing you to the north, you go. If you say I'm blowing you to the south, to the west, to the east, and that is how people who don't have any clear-cut understanding of where they are going to, you know, in life, that is how their lives are. You know, they just dance, you know, they just dance, you know, the tune with respect to maybe, you know, how maybe like from the social media, when they hear things from the social media, they start dancing towards those. They react to anything, you know, they see and try to, you know, make it a point, whereas there is no point in it. So we should not live our lives in this revolution as trees that don't have any direction on their own. We should understand this revolution and have a clear definition of where we are going to, and that is gonna, you know, define how we speak, define how we do things, you know, which drives me to a word in this topic we are discussing on, which is focus, staying focused. I define focus as a concentration of your mind towards a definite target. The concentration of your mind towards a definite target, which means you have defined something and your mind is focused towards achieving that thing. That is when you are a visionary, you have something or somewhere you have defined you are heading to. Your mind is focused to that thing that you give no room to distraction. And it is said that visionaries must be able to define what they want or where they are going to, because what you can't define, you cannot find. Anything that you have not defined in life, you will not be able to have that thing, because even if you see it, you will not know it, because you were not able to define what you wanted. Right on, man of God.
Let me say something. I like that. In relation to what you just said, I want to make my people to understand that vision gives you clarity to relate with what is constructive for your desired future. If you have a vision, you know where you're going to. It will be easy for you to relate with what is constructive to achieve that desire. you see. But if you don't have a vision, you see yourself flowing in any direction. Today is this group, today is this group, tomorrow, you see, you'll be so indecisive. You will just be moved by everything. Just like I'm going to give us a powerful example from the Bible in a few moments from now. You just be moved by anything. No, today is this thing, this one, tomorrow is this. Even in this revolution, I've come across so many
today,
people.
Mr. Nanchop, today you endorse this. Tomorrow you come out, you say, I'm against this. Today you say, you are against this person. You talk about this person. Tomorrow you join the same person you have been talking. That is, what we really call, confusion in the highest level.
Yes. It's a sign to show that those are people in this revolution who don't have a vision. Let me tell you something, Ambazonians. We have some activists in this revolution who were very productive at the beginning. We thought they had the vision. We thought they understood the vision for which we are fighting. We thought they had the cause. We thought they had that vision. They have understood where we are going to. But we discover along the line that they never had that vision. That's why they can easily be derailed. That's why you see them today, they are talking about this, they are talking against this, but tomorrow what we're talking against, they are with it in the public. Tomorrow they are talking against this, they are confusing. Today they were in federalism, tomorrow they are in independence. After tomorrow, they want to go to a dialogue by proxy. After this, they want to, some people are just so confused. And the saddest thing, listen, this is not a laughing matter. The saddest thing, Minister Silva, that I see about this is that these people, and you see them boast a lot, they come to the TV, they exhibit a lot of pride.
It's pride.
And manifest in their exhibition of pride, you see the gross manifestation of their ignorance. Let me tell you something. The saddest thing I see in that is that people have been following these people for long, believing that they had the vision. By the time it's obvious that these people don't have the vision and they are pulling back, you see these people boasting like, I have the population, I have the viewers, I have those following me. Oh, I'm the best, I'm the God, I'm the light in the revolution, I'm this. Let me tell you something. I've made it clear to Ambazonians that I, Mr. Nanchop, I've come to this revolution as a light. I can back it from the Bible because the Bible says you are the light of the world. And so I didn't just get up today and say that. I'm saying it because I got my inspiration from the Bible that I'm the light of the world. And that's why I believe so much in my whole life. Let me tell you something. In my whole life, there is nothing I have ever gotten myself involved in that has ever failed. And that's why I want to let you know that. For one reason I'll give you, that I am involved in this Ambazonian revolution, it will not fail. In my whole life. Since ever, my parents since ever I was a child, I never got myself involved in anything that failed. And before I got myself involved in anything, I always got that rhema. I always make sure I get that inspiration. I catch that vision. And I want to tell you something. We are talking about focusing on that vision that we all caught. That vision we all have. Some might be going astray, but me and you must remain focused. The wind might be blowing strong. We must remain focused. Mr. Nanchop, I've come to tell you that this vision that God has given us of a free nation must come to pass, and nothing will derail us if we stay focused on it. Let me break it down, my brother. Let me break it down. You know, I said without a vision, it's tough. And it will be difficult for you to refuse things because you always go for cheap things. Today, they'll just give you this offer and you will think like, it sounds good, yes. Oh, let me just take it. Let me go for it. No. In life, we need to know we are not born to do everything. We are not born to do everything. Influential and successful people don't have a lot to do. They only focus on their vision. They only focus on their vision. They stay focused on it.
That's right.
That's why. Do you know why you have a lot of stress in your life? Do you know why a lot of people have a lot of stress in their life? Because they are trying to do everything at the same time. They are trying to please everybody at the same time. They are trying to please A, please B, please. They want to always please people. And that's the problem. Because if you're a person of vision, let me tell you something. You meet people who go against your vision. You meet challenging moments. But if you focus on your vision, you will not do things to please people. You do things to achieve that desire in your heart. And you might, along the line, hurt some people. You might, along the line, Go against, because somebody might come to you. Let me tell you something, like in the Amazonian revolution, somebody comes to you and is offering money, want to bribe you off the cause, and you refuse. You're not trying to please that person because you are staying focused on that vision. Let me give you a Bible. Let me give you, I said, I don't know if I said it before, that stress comes in your life when you don't know what to do. You know, when you have no vision. That's when stress comes into your life, because you're trying to, and you see, there's something we need to understand. Vision is from God. We've often said that this Amazonian revolution is a God-inspired revolution, because God wants to deal with injustice. God is a God of justice. Yes. And these gross injustices that have operated over the lives of Amazonians over the years, God's time has come to exhibit and to pass his judgment and to bring in justice. And that's why I'm saying to you that vision in everything in your life, even in your personal life, vision is always from God. That's why you need to stay connected with God through Jesus Christ our Lord. With that being said, I want to give an example from the Bible. Now, let me read something to you, my beautiful people, from the Bible. I'm going to give you a wonderful example of what happened in the Bible. Now, you all know the story of Mary and Martha. In fact, let me just put it on the screen so that people can see the message while I read through. This is, I think I have to take down, that's right, so people can read. Okay, now this is Luke chapter 10, verse 38 to 42. And as Jesus and his disciples were on their way, he came to the village where a woman named Martha opened her home to him. She had a sister called Mary, who sat at the door, feet of the Lord, listening to what he said. But Martha was distracted. Now, I want you Amazonians, I want us to take note of the word distracted. I'm going to bring back the script. I want us to take note of the word distracted. As I said, those who want to get the inspiration, who are taking notes, write down that word distraction. Let me continue. Verse 40 says, but Martha was distracted by all the preparations that had to be made. She came to him and asked, Lord, don't you care about my sister? Has left me to do the work by myself. Tell her to help me. Now, it sounds to me like, let me explain the story. Jesus came to the house of Mary and Martha. When Jesus came in, Martha was seriously working and cooking and doing the whole thing. No, she was so busy doing this, doing that, doing this to impress Jesus. To impress Jesus. She was busy doing so many things to impress Jesus. But Jesus came to give them the blessing. And why Jesus came to give them the blessing? Jesus didn't come to be impressed by them. Jesus came to give them the blessing. Why Jesus was there? The sister Mary sat and was getting that blessing, was listening to Jesus. She listened to Jesus talk. She was listening to the message. Martha came and said, What's this nonsense? Jesus, I'm yet busy doing this and that and that. And Martha is here listening to you. Now, she was upset. She was upset. She was angry. She was frustrated. Like, I'm doing all these things for Jesus to please him and to do this. And Martha is just sitting and you will not even tell her to help me. Now, I would have expected Jesus, like most of us would have said, Martha, get up. Go and join your sister and walk with her. No. But let's listen to what Jesus said. Let's read it. Let me bring the stick back to the screen. Listen to what Jesus said, verse 41. Martha, Martha, the Lord answered, you are worried and upset about many things. I want you to write that down. You are worried and upset about many things, but few things are needed. Or indeed, only one thing. Mary has chosen what is better, and it will not be taken away from her. This blows my mind. The Lord says, that's right. You worry about many things. You are upset. You are everywhere. You worry about, you are here. You are doing this. You are doing this. You are doing this. Like we see many people in the revolution. So confused.
So confused. They want to do everything.
They always wanting to please this please that, please this. They are so confused. They have lost the vision. Jesus said, he said, but few things are needed. Amazonians, listen. For us to win this revolution, for us to win this war, only few things are needed. Few things.
Yeah.
Listen, God has never taken a mighty army to defeat when he goes to war. Look at the history of all the battles that God led his people into. He never took a mighty army. He took a few. And this few might be just you that is watching and me, who will remain focused on the vision of this revolution. We will not allow ourselves to be deterred, to be derailed, to be bribed. A person without vision can easily be bribed. People who never caught this vision of the Amazonian revolution, people who never caught this vision for an independent country of Amazonia. That's why you see them, they will call them in Yaoundé. They will give them money. Now, I want to say this. I'm not sure of how truthful this is, but I got the rumors that some of our fighters and generals are in Yaoundé. Some of those who even call themselves, they were men of God, they even spoke in tongues. We saw them speaking in tongues on their shows and the rest. We've heard a rumors that some of them, under the influence of Ellis Smith, they're in Yaoundé. If this is true, that's what I'm saying, it's a rumor. But if this is true, this clearly shows us that these are people who never got that vision. They never, at the beginning, we thought they were with us. They spoke fire. They spoke energetically. They spoke strongly. They spoke patriotically. We thought they were with us. But time has shown to us, time has revealed to us that they never had that vision. Amazonians, we ought not to look at such people. I want to tell you something. For God to win this battle, yes, sir.
This topic is staying focused on the vision, and it ties to what you are saying with respect to some of these people who started and we thought that they had caught the vision. But time and chance, let me tell you, Mr. Nanchop, there are some things that God has made to happen in this revolution, not by accident. It is simply because he is giving time to expose all those that are not meant to enter the promised land with us, and to sift out all the bad seeds in this revolution. Some of the people who were very vibrant from the beginning, and a lot of people were tempted to think that these people really understood the Amazonian vision. Look like someone you caught, just like Ellis Smith. I've gotten information from reliable source. What you are even calling Romos is not, I don't think it's Romos, about what is happening with him, Dr. Success and Nambere, the so-called Dr. Success, whom I know very well, because for that one, I'm not flabbergasted. I'm not, surprised of what is happening, but like I said, when we talk of staying focused, true people who are vision conscious stay focused on what they believe in. They stay focused on what they have defined. We have defined, our final bus stop is Buea, and just nothing is gonna stop us. So we are not distracted by some of these people who just jumped into this revolution, and we thought they were focused, but time and chance has proven, and Mr. Nanchop, a lot more of people who pretend to be, on the front line will join them soon. God will expose them. I'm telling you, Mr. Nanchop, write it down. It is just the beginning. As we move towards this, as we move, in this journey of restoring our land, God will begin to expose them. Even some of these people who make a lot of noise, I know of someone, an activist who was, making a lot of noise and even wanted to go to Buea, except that some of the people, that wanted to go to Yaoundé for the so-called dialogue, except that some of the people, he discovered that some of the people whom he has been, sidelining with, started condemning the so-called dialogue. That is when he started twisting his language. He would have been in Yaoundé as well, So with time, we will know those people who are really, focused, or who have caught this revolution, or caught the revelation of this revolution, which is Buea and nothing else. We are not settling for anything less than Buea. Buea is our final bus stop. Those who have chosen to, be distracted or to give up. That is, their cup of tea. We are focused. We are determined people. We are willing, and we are getting to Buea without any compromise.
Minister Silva, with that being said, I want to add to that. Dear televiewers, I said in one of our shows, and I made it clear. I made it clear to the people of Ambazonia that one of the best things that ever happened to us in this revolution is the fact that we didn't just go to Buea in the first year of the revolution. Now imagine when we started the revolution, in the first year we got our independence and we went to Buea with all these people, with all these characters, with all these personalities, with their mindsets we are seeing right now. Imagine the kind of people we would have become in Buea. I mean, believe me, Ambazonia would have been worse than South Sudan. But one thing I know, and I'm thanking God for, and I'm really thankful to God for, I will always remain thankful to God for, as I said last time, that time reveals the truth.
That's right.
Time reveals the truth. Time gives you the opportunity to see and to know. I gave you an analogy and I gave you an example that if you are dating somebody and you really just want to be excited about the relationship, in the process of time, you come to know the real personality of that person. That's when you are like, is he the kind of guy I want to spend my life with? Or is she the kind of woman I want to spend my life with? You see, imagine you really got into the marriage with that person and then you only discovered some things about the person later in the process of time. So that's why it's always good to give yourself time in everything you do. And coming back to our topic of today, I just wanted to make mention of that this revolution, no matter how long it's taking, but I believe God is using this time to build us up and to strengthen us unto maturity so that when we get to Buea, we will be able, by then, we are a people who are strong enough to rule and lead their own nation. We can then contribute constructively into the world. We can compete, and we can be competitive with other nations in the world on higher level, not in the shims and in the cocoons of this so-called neo-colonialism any longer. So I believe time is making us to know ourselves and to give us the ability and the possibility to build up the leadership. Now, I want to bring down some things before we are going towards the end of the show. I want to say some things. Listen, we are talking about staying focused on the vision. I want to make this statement and I want you to write it down. Stop trying to please everybody. Now, this statement, you can use it even for your own individual lives. Stop. Write it under. Mr. Nanchop said, stop trying to please everybody. The problem you have in your life, or we have in our lives, and even in this revolution, is because we have a lot of people always trying to please somebody or please others. You see, when you're always trying to please people, you will never focus on that which is important for you in your life. In other words, right. I'm trying to say that if you're always trying to please people, you will lose focus on the vision you have for your own life. But if you will stay focused on the vision you have for your life, for your family, for your education, for your business, for whatsoever you do, if you will stay focused on that vision, believe me, it won't be able, no one can distract you. Your enemies won't be able to deter you, to pull you down. Yes. Now, I want to ask you this question. Write down this question from Mr. Nanchop. Are the things you've done in the past 11 months of this year necessary? Are they necessary? Were they necessary? Look at the things you've been doing. I want to put that on the screen, on the screen, because I think I had a note. I wrote that down because I had to talk about that. Please let me write it down to the screen for the people to get. That was a question. Are the things you've done in the past 11 months of your life, were they necessary? Or you just did them because you wanted to please some people? Or you just did them because you wanted to, you wanted to do something? were they in alignment to your vision? Can't find it right now, but that was a question. I want you to reflect on that for a moment. Are the things you've done in your life in the past 11 months, were they necessary? There is something Apostle Paul said. There is something Apostle Paul said, and I want the people to get it. Now, Apostle Paul said, I have the right to do anything you say, but not everything is beneficial. I have the right to do anything, but not everything is constructive. In other words, not everything is profitable. You see,
That's
sometimes
right.
people just, even like in this Amazonian revolution, people just get themselves doing this, doing that, trying to be a jack of all trade, master of none. We ought to focus on the fact that we are going to Buea, and whatsoever is not profitable to that cause should not be of interest to us. Apostle Paul said in 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 23, I can do anything. I can even, let me paraphrase it now. I can even go and take bribe from La Republique. I can go and have a national dialogue with La Republique on proxy. I can go and do this. I can go and do this. But is that beneficial?
Is that beneficial?
Is that profitable to this revolution? Will that take me to an independent Amazonia? Now, for those who came to you and were boasting to go to Yaoundé for national dialogue by this and that, was that something that would take you to Buea? You are claiming to be a different nation, and you want to go and submit yourself under that nation to attend their national dialogue. Where is that? It's stupidity by its expression. So what am I trying to say? Amazonians, it's high time we know that we have a vision in this revolution. We have a vision.
Yeah.
We have a cause. We have a route we are following. We have allowed distraction to hold us so much in the past months. Listen, do you know how much energy, time, money this thing have cost us fighting each other, being distracted in fighting each other, saying nonsense things against this, against that? Those things, they've given the enemy an advantage, because while we go on fighting and condemning and criticizing and saying evil things against each other, the enemy is there developing their plans to kill our people, destroying our houses, burning our villages, killing our women and children, our mothers. You see, those things came in because smoke brought darkness. You know what is smoke? If you cook and smoke touches your pot, the pot becomes black. It brings darkness. If there's some things you need to understand, I'm paraphrasing. I'm speaking in parables. They bring darkness. So some people can even be calling, listen, Amazonians, words have meanings. Words have power. When people say some things to you, don't take them lightly. When people come and they are saying some things to you, those words have meaning. So if they use some names and some things, understand what those things mean. Understand what those things mean. But I've told you that we've come as light to this revolution, and we've come to bring the light of God. Man of God, it's like you want to say something before I continue, sir.
Yeah, I'm just like to add something to what you're saying. You know, a lot of people, I told someone in this revolution, I said, try to sit down, take a moment and assess yourself and look, through all what you've been doing, all what you've been saying for the past 2-3 months. How far has that helped, to move this revolution forward? So when people do things and they don't fail to assess themselves, because every visionary will always sit at one point and, assess himself to see, where he has made mistakes and see where he can amend, certain things to move forward. So I asked this person, in life, you don't just move and continue to move and just move because you feel you have the energy to move. No, there is always that point where you sit and assess yourself to see, the impact you've caused so far. And then you see if that impact has been positive or negative. And that is what is gonna, help you to be able to, amend your ways and move forward. And that is what is lacking, in this revolution with respect to some people who call themselves, what smoke or whatsoever that you rightly said, they bring darkness unconsciously without even knowing. And I usually say ignorance doesn't mean you don't know or you don't have something to say. But ignorance simply means that you have a law that has expired. It's not working. It is destructive. So when they said somebody is ignorant, it doesn't mean he doesn't, know. There are a lot of ignorant people always wanting to say a lot of things in this revolution. And what they say ends up, keeping us stagnant and trying and destroying the revolution. So actually,
right.
when you find someone talking out there always, doesn't mean, that person is very, relevant or knowledgeable with respect or knows, what it takes for this revolution to move forward. There are a lot of ignorant people out there. That's why you can find somebody comes out and calls himself Sumuk without even knowing that Sumuk is darkness.
Let's focus on something that I want to bring to my people. Beautiful people of Amazonia. This is Mr. Nanchop talking. Now, Minister Silva, you are going to comment on this, what I'm about to say. That's why I just want the people, those who are writing, who are getting down notes, catch this fire that I'm about to release right now. Now, listen. Listen. I asked you a question a moment ago, and I asked you that, are the things you've been doing in the past 11 months in this revolution, or even in your personal lives, were they necessary? Are they necessary? There are some people in your life who are not necessary. There are some things you are doing that are not necessary. There are some things you're getting yourself involved into or with that are not necessary or that are not profitable to you. You got to get rid of those things. Those things you're doing that are not profitable to you, that are not profitable to this revolution, that are not profitable to your life. You got to get rid of those things. Yes, those things will chop your time, eat your time, destroy your life. You see, you become a leader of your own life when you start taking charge over such things. And as we talked about leadership last time, you become a leader when you find that, or when you find that thing that matters to you most. That desire, that thing that matters to you. When you focus on that thing that matters to you most, you become a true leader of your own life. Remember what I said last Sunday? We are all leaders of our lives. We are custodians of our destiny. You see, so when you find out that thing that is necessary to you, that thing that is more important to you, and you focus on it, then your life starts getting a meaning. I also said everything that you do is supposed to be motivated by a vision. It's supposed to be motivated by a vision. So even in this Amazonian revolution, if you are commenting right now on this show, let it be motivated by something positive. If you are going to write a comment, I posted something today on my Facebook wall. One guy, a few minutes after I posted, he posted 9 comments. All the comments he was posting were just negative things. He was insulting the IG, he was insulting other activists, he was insulting lighting scammers, evil people. What for? Will those comments take us to where? He had nothing positive to contribute. And you can go to my wall and see what I posted. I had to go and delete the comments. Because I will not allow something to you'll be a virus to others. So what am I trying to say? What am I trying to say? I'm trying to draw this to your conscience, my beloved people. Everything that you do, let it be motivated by a vision. If it is, do you know why I'm here? I've told you I'm not a journalist by profession, but I'm here because I'm motivated with the vision for Ambazonia. I'm motivated by the vision to get to an independent nation of Ambazonia. That's why nobody needs to pay me. Because the fulfillment of the motivation itself is a strong desire. It's the fulfillment of my own personality. So I want to tell you something. Poverty in life is not the problem. The problem is rather, listen, poverty is a result of lack of vision in the lives of many people. Even like in Africa. Why is Africa poor? People say Africa is poor. God damn, Africa is not poor. Africa is the richest continent in the world, the richest in terms of human resources, in terms of natural resources, in terms of everything we have. In fact, in terms of, if you, come on, mention it yourself, Africa is the richest continent we have. But why do it seem to us as though we are poor? It's simple. The answer is lack of vision. And even in your individual lives, poverty, I said, is not the problem, but rather it's the result of lack of vision. So poverty is is the result of lack of vision. Most people have lost the vision for their lives. Yeah, that's why they will settle for the less in the life. That's why they will settle for the less in their life. That's why they will just go down for anything. Like even in the Amazonian revolution, you see those who are trying to converge onto, who allow themselves to be converged to believe in federalism, they are settling for the less, settling for crumbs. No, we want to eat on the master's table. We want to eat that which belongs to us. Yours. You see, so without vision for your life, you just settle for less. It's just like if you're a girl, you don't have a vision for your life, any man will just come and talk to you anyhow and want to make you a kind of housewife, they just want to misuse your life anyhow. But if you have a vision for your life, if a guy comes to you and approaches you, he may want to flatter you with money or whatever, but if you know to yourself that this is not what I need, I have something I want to achieve with my life. And if all these things doesn't match with that vision, you will not go into it. So what am I trying to say? Vision helps you to identify yourself before people in the world. And because you know who you are, they will respect you. They will come in for you. They will respect you. Let me give you an example. I was working once for a company where by then I was a student at the university, and I won't call the company name. Here in Germany, I was working for a company, and by then we were students. We used to earn. We were one of the best students in those days as software developers. The company and all the guys I was working with, they were most of them, the working condition was poor because there was a lot of strife. There was a lot of, nonsense going on there. But I want to tell you something. I looked at the thing and I had a vision for my life. I wanted to become a senior software developer. I don't want to work in a place where the environment is not conducive for me, even though the payment is good. So I went and I resigned from the job. Everybody was like, what? Even the boss called me and said, can't believe. For every student, if you're a student, that was one of the best jobs you have in those days. We were earning not less than $20 an hour. Here in Europe, they pay us. Now I'm just converting it to dollars. But I had a vision for my life. You wouldn't believe that barely did I resign from that job. Because I had a vision for my life. There was an open door for a better job that corresponded with the vision I had for my life. But had it been, I just went there because I just wanted that money and I offered myself so cheap to that company that I'll be taking all that nonsense that was going on there. So many of you just offer yourself so cheap and you are taking nonsense for people who are not worth it because you have no vision for your life, because you know not what you really want to make out of your life. I've always wanted to make my own company. I've always wanted to be my own boss. So that was my vision. And I needed a company that will work with me in that line, that will work with me on partnership level. So working under another company where you will be under someone controlling you, just talking to you anyhow. No, the payment was good, but I said, no, this does not correlate with my vision. And I kicked it off. As I said to you, it wasn't a week after that I got what I wanted. But had it been, I remained there, tolerating what was just, I said, okay, I wanted just the money. I wanted just the money. Just like many of you, there are things you are doing. You're just doing it because they don't correlate with the vision you have for your life. Listen, I made a statement and I want to say it clearly again to you. Vision helps you to identify yourself before people in the world. And because you know who you are and what you want to become, they will respect you. They will come for your product.
That's right. That's perfect,
Now,
Mr. Nancho.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just say what you're about to say, and then we round up soon. Yeah,
that's right. On us rounding up, I want to elaborate now. For those who are taking notes, I want to elaborate on something. And listen, if you never got anything nice from us today, if all what we've said here have been rubbish to you, what I'm about to say right now, I don't want you to miss it. If you are an Amazonian and you want to go to Buea, what I'm about to say right now, catch the fire. Catch the fire. Now, Minister Silva, let me say something to you and to my people who are watching. We have been talking about staying focused on the vision. We've said you have the vision and it's necessary for you to have the vision. We've said a lot of things. We've discussed a lot of things, But now all this boils down to one thing. You can have the vision, truly. You can be a visionary. You can be you can have so many visions in your life, but there's something you need to understand about visions if you want to stay focused on your vision. And that's the motivation for this message today. All true visions will be tested for authenticity. I want you to write that down.
That's right.
I want you to write that down. All true visions will be tested for authenticity. Get used to the idea of challenges. And I'm going to give you an example right now. I want you to catch this. Do you know the great man they call Nelson Mandela? Nelson Mandela had a vision for his country, for his people. And that vision faced challenges. As I said, your vision will be tested if it is authentic. That vision will face challenge. As a matter of fact, Nelson Mandela was deprived of his human right. This guy was sent to jail. You all know the history. I don't need to make it mention. I don't need to talk about it. I don't need to say it. You know, Nelson Mandela was taken into prison. I want to repeat, all true visions will be tested for authenticity.
Yeah.
Get use of the idea of challenges. And I said, Nelson Mandela, he was faced with challenges. He was in prison for many years. If his vision wasn't genuine, if his vision wasn't authentic, Nelson Mandela at one point in life would have given up. He would have said, you know what, may the thing chakara, may the thing spoil. This man was a young lawyer who at the age of 24 decided to fight for his people. You know how long he was in prison. You all know the history. So he would have said at one point, you know what, I'm a lawyer, I have a good job, I can earn money. Why should I be killing myself for these people? Don't you believe that some people even came to him while he was in the prison to try to corrupt him, to try to bribe him, to try to talk to him? That was the test he had to go through for the vision he had for his nation. He had to go through this test. He had to fight. He had to prove that his vision was genuine. But we know the history. This guy stood the test. He stood the test. I want to say something. If your vision is terminated by trials, then it wasn't authentic. If your vision is going to be terminated, it's going to be destroyed, it's going to be treated by trials and difficulties, then that wasn't an authentic vision. You were just deceiving yourself. Because somebody like Nelson Mandela had the right to have said, you know what, let me just take the bribe that they are giving me. Let me just work with them. Let me just sing. Let me just accept their ideologies. Of course, why should I kill myself for the other people? They are out there. They are free. They are enjoying. They are living with their wives and children and having party and having fun. He had the right. He would have done that. He would have said all those things. But what did he do? He stayed focused on that vision. Time has given us the opportunity to know those who never caught the vision in this revolution. As I said, and talking on Nelson Mandela, I said Nelson Mandela couldn't give up in jail. Yes, he didn't sell his people because his vision was genuine. Dear Amazonians, dear televiewers, those who are selling this revolution, we know them. This is clear to us. I mean, these are facts to show us that their vision for the nation wasn't ever clear. Their vision for Amazonia, they never had a genuine vision for the nation. They never had a genuine vision for Amazonia. So, my beloved people of the beloved nation of Amazonia, I'm telling you, stay focused on the vision. I want to say something, and I want to post this onto the screen for the people to. It's a question I'm asking you. I'm asking each and every one of you this question. Mr. Nanchop is asking you this question. Get it? How much are you willing to pay to keep what you believe in? How much are you willing to pay to keep what you believe in? I'm asking you. Some of you are complaining. We've been contributing so much. I'm tired. Some are, you know, we have a lot of silly complaints out there. Some say they're using the word donor fatigue. People are using different terms to justify why they should not contribute. We even get activists who come online and are telling people not to contribute again because they feel like the contribution they are doing for the revolution is for somebody. Let me tell you something, Ambazonians. Oh God, I feel like I should be coming online every day to talk to my people because I just have a lot to say. Let me say something to you. Let me say something. I want you to catch it.
Mr. Nanchop.
People don't contribute to people. People contribute to a vision. They contribute to a vision. Look at the wall. If you see the organizations in the wall, when you hear they make contributions and donations to organizations or whatever, they are not doing it because an individual is leading that organization. They are not doing it because an individual is leading those. No, they are doing it because of the vision. Now, for instance, we have like in Germany, we always have this hunger note. It means donate for the hungry people. And there are so many. You see these things on your TVs. You see these things on your television stations where they're always asking for people to donate for some. You are donating for a vision, for a goal, not because sometimes you even give money to those organizations. You don't know who is leading it. You don't know who is their boss. You don't know who is their leader. So if for the Ambazonian revolution, people are contributing and Ambazonians are donating, it's because they have got the vision that they want a free nation. They have got the vision that they have to fight this war that La Republique has declared on them. So they have got that vision. And those who are telling you not to contribute because they feel you are contributing because of an individual, those are the distractors. Those are the devils of this revolution. Because you know it and I know it. Whatsoever you are doing for this revolution, you are not doing it for any individual. You are doing it because of the vision of this revolution. So round up on that point, Minister Silva, before you take over on that, I want to say, as I ask the people, how much are you willing to pay to keep what you believe in? You believe in the independence of Amazonia? You believe in a free nation of Amazonia? How much are you willing to pay? What's the price? Some of our brothers and sisters are paying the price by fighting back home. Are you going to just complain because you gave $100 or $200 or $20,000? I hear some always writing, bring my kid to where, bring this, give my money back and the rest. We've gotten enough of that. Those distractions. I think those distractions, we've gotten enough of that. I think it's high time we stay focused on the vision right now. We've learned from the mistakes of the past, but let's stay focused on the vision. Thank you, Minister Silva.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nanchop, and thank you for taking time to elaborate on this topic. Staying focused on the vision. And I believe that from all what we have said here tonight, our viewers have, learned a lot with respect to what a vision is all about. Like I said in the beginning, that vision is knowing who you are and knowing where you are going to and outlining principles that are gonna guide your operative dynamics towards getting to where you have designed or you have defined. My literature teacher taught me something when I was in the secondary school. He said, I will never forget this. He said, the height by great men reached and kept wasn't attained by a sudden flight, but they, while their companions slept, they toiled throughout the night. True visionaries, while others are sleeping, they toil throughout the night. They burn midnight candles to see that they get to where they have defined. There are a lot of us in this revolution who have decided not to sleep because we have not yet arrived Boya. It's just like God. When God was creating heaven and earth, God never rested until they sit there where, God finished creating the heavens and earth, and God rested, and the Bible says that God himself had to rest after he had created, something. So Ambazonians, don't rest. If we have really truly caught this vision, we don't have to rest. We don't have to relent. We don't have to get tired, like Mr. Nancho said in our contributions. We have to keep doing what we know is right, because we have
That's
not
right.
yet arrived Buoya. We will only, say, okay, we will only take a deep breath when we get to Buoya. And I believe that we have to remain focused, like the topic of this program defines it, staying focused on the vision, the Ambazonian vision. We have to stay focused. We have somewhere we are going to, and just nothing is gonna stop us. Thank you for watching, televiewers, and we will always. Yeah, Mr. Nanchop, do you want to say something to round up?
Yes. I have one last word to the people before we round up. And I want to plead on you that we continue on this topic next week, because I haven't elapsed even half of what I have to tell my people.
I
And
know.
I'm always a well of inspiration. And
Yeah.
when I start talking, the inspiration just keeps flowing. Now, I have something I want to share with the people as um, a closing remark. But with that, let me just put this on the screen. The
Yeah.
Bible says,
Just trying to be
where
brief
there is
because we are.
the people perish. Where there
Yeah.
is no vision, the people perish. Dear
Yeah.
Amazonians,
That's
in your
Proverbs
own word of
29:18.
that's why. That's why. I just want you to take these 5 things and write them down. Things having a vision will do for you. Because I want you to understand that where there is no vision, the people perish. And we, the Amazonians, have been perishing in the past because we have no vision. We had no vision. And now we've gotten that vision of our own independent country. I want you to understand that having a vision will help you to use your time wisely. As from henceforth, I'm challenging us, those of you commenting, use your time wisely. Let's use our time wisely. Vision will choose your use of energy. Having a vision will help you choose how you use your energy. We are not going to start using our energies again in this revolution to listen to some people, or use our time to listen to some people who are just constantly being negative. Now, you've seen the show. You see the way we've been speaking here. We've been inspirational. This is the kind of things I want to see in the Amazonian Revolution. When people come and they bring constructive things on how to help us stay focused and how to help us go ahead, not trying to manipulate other people's speech. Please, as I said, let's use our energies wisely. If we have a vision, you will know how to use your energies wisely. Next, the third point I'm going to say to you is that take note of it. If you have a vision, you will choose your friends and your associates wisely, because you won't want to mix with people who will pull you down. Some of you have a lot of people in your lives who are
That's
just
right.
there to distract you, who are just there to bring you down. They are not helping you. If somebody keeps coming to you and can't say anything positive, something that helps your life. Now, look at all the friends and associates you have in the past 11 months again. Who are those that have really blessed your life, who have been constructive to you? Or they are just people who, whenever you talk with and you go back, you feel empty, you feel bitter. They only give you ideas of bitterness, evil. Those evil people with evil mindsets. As I said, if you have a vision for your life, and even for us as a nation, Amazonia, it's high time we start picking out those people who are not constructive in this revolution. Those we call friends and associates. If they are not positive and constructive, kick them out. No matter who they are, kick them out. As I said, sometimes you want to block them. Block them, even watch their shows if they're activists. Vision, as I said, will help you choose your priorities in life. If you have a vision, you will set priorities. You know what to set as a priority. You know what to do as a given time. You won't waste your time. Listen, Amazonians, we've wasted a lot of times on nonsense things in this revolution. And even in our individual lives, most of you know you've wasted a lot of time doing nonsense things. But I'm challenging you as from now to start developing a new mindset and focusing on a vision. Get a vision for your life. Get a vision. Catch the vision for this revolution and stay focused to it. And the last thing I want you to take home is that vision attracts resources. People don't give to people, people give to visions. I said it already. Vision attracts resources. And I'm saying, even to our leaders, let's keep finding the vision, keep being innovative, keep being productive. Because when we bring out productive ideas and the people catch fire of the vision, we won't force them to give. People will give for the vision. And Ambazonians, I want you to know that any dime, any cent you're giving into this revolution, you're not giving it to any particular leader. You are giving it for the vision of Ambazonia. You are giving it for the vision of your nation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nanchop, and thank you, televiewers. Thank you for watching this program. And just stay tuned on other programs on ABC Amba Television. See you next week, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. God bless.
Gospel music, it has helped me like revive my faith whenever I feel low and I feel like, you know, that the situation I'm in is desperate, there's no solution. Whenever I start singing, listening to the words of gospel music, it has really helped me remember that God will always be there and God can do anything, that with Him everything is possible. It is well, it is well, it is well in the name of Jesus. It is well with my soul today. It is well, it is well, it is well in the name of Jesus. It is well with my soul today. Amen.
The sick man that day, you can't help yourself. Listen to the voice of the master physician. Say, it is well, it is well, it is well in the name of Jesus. It is well with my soul today. Like the widow in the Bible whose only son died, afflictions and pain may come but never mind. Vexation of the soul, worries and problems. When you see these things like the Shunammite woman, say, it is well.